Assalamu alaikum. Hello. How are you, the students? Today our topic is difference. You can also write with me. Difference between interrogative pronoun, and relative pronoun. Difference between interrogative pronoun and relative pronoun. This is our topic and we are going to discuss it in detail today. First of all, we should focus on our learning objectives. What are our learning objectives? Why are we going to discuss it in detail? What we want to learn from this video. Learning objectives. Number 1, to enable students, and after reading this lesson and after viewing this video, watching this video, listeners will be able to enable listeners will be able to know an interrogative pronoun, and to know an interrogative pronoun and a relative pronoun. And our first objective is to make listeners able to know exactly, surely, clearly what an interrogative pronoun is, and similarly they will be able to know what a relative pronoun is. So this is our first objective. Number 2, our second objective is to enable listeners, students, to enable listeners to differentiate mean फर्क करना, to differentiate between an interrogative pronoun. And what is the difference between an interrogative pronoun and a relative pronoun? Interrogative pronoun and a relative pronoun. What is the difference between the two? They will be able to know at the end of the video. Number 3, our third learning objective is to enable listeners or students to how to remember it for a long time, and how they will be able to remember this difference for a long time. So I am again repeating our learning objectives. So first of all, this video is designed to make our listeners, our students, to enable them to know what an interrogative pronoun is. Yes, this one. And the second thing, that what is the relative pronoun, they will be able to know. Number 2, at the end of the video, our listeners will be able to differentiate between an interrogative pronoun and a relative pronoun. What is the difference between the two? And number 3, our learning objective is to enable our listeners how to remember it for a long time. And even after watching this video, they will be able to learn the difference between an interrogative pronoun and relative pronoun, first they will be able to learn, and then they will be able to memorize it, keep it in their memory for a long time. So at the end we shall be able to see how have we achieved our objectives. Now let's start. So the very first thing to be said about an interrogative pronoun is that our interrogative pronoun yani is a word that belongs to WH family, then it begins with WH. It begins with the word which has WH in its spellings. Suppose I say that which. What is which? Which contains WH, so we can say that it belongs to a WH family. So suppose the example is this: which is the best book? Which is the best book in the world? Which is the best book in the world? So what we did at first, we write the interrogative pronoun, which the word that begins with WH family. Interrogative pronoun is the word that begins with the WH family. And number two, it contains interrogative mark at the end. This interrogative mark of interrogation at the end. First of all, it belongs to WH family, यानी ये WH family से अलग लगता है. और दूसरी बात ये है कि it has a question mark at the end. At the end there must be a question mark, यानी सवालिया निशान इसके एंड पे आना चाहिए. In this way it will be a interrogative pronoun. So what have you learned is that interrogative pronoun begins with, it has a word that begins that asks a question. Again another different way to learn it, that it asks a question. Which, who asks a question. So when a pronoun asks a question, so there must be a question mark at the end. So an interrogative pronoun always has a question mark at the end, and it belongs to WH family. Clear? So which is the best book in the world? Now try to keep it in mind the shape of this word which. Shape means forms, spellings. Now I am giving another example to you. The other example is that this is a pen. This is the pen. The pen which I lost. This is the pen which I lost yesterday. Now this is a pen which I lost yesterday. Now look at this sentence once again. This is the pen. Of which WH, the same word, the same spelling, which we call in the beginning interrogative pronoun. Today I have selected this topic simply because it is in the exam of metric in 9th and 10th. There is an objective question. The underlined word is given. What is an underlined word? This which is underlined. Suppose which is underlined in this sentence, and similarly in this sentence which is underlined. And the question is asked, the underlined word is interrogative pronoun or relative pronoun. There are close options. There are 4 options. When 2 options are there, it is a relative pronoun or an interrogative pronoun. So what will we see? We see that this is which. If the which begins with WH family, has WH, and this word has at the end interrogative mark, so it is called an interrogative pronoun. But the same word with the same spelling, with the same shape, when the same word with the same spelling, with the same shape, when it does not end with the question mark, but it ends with the full stop, period, which ends with the period, which ends with the full stop. So it is not an interrogative pronoun, it is called a relative pronoun. relative. Now I am going to describe this term, relative pronoun. So relative means, look at this. So this which is showing a relation with the to the pen, is showing this relation to the pen. A relation means relative, link. So this word which is now used here as a conjunction. Conjunction means the word that joins one or two more sentences. So this is a pen. I lost this yesterday. There is other two different sentences. They have been joined up with the word which, and which is here a conjunction. So a conjunction, it is a relative pronoun. It is not an interrogative pronoun. And the very simple difference between these two is that which, as it contains a question mark at the end, it contains a question mark at the end, therefore it is an interrogative pronoun. But the same word with the same spelling, if it does not end with a question mark, it ends with a full stop, a period, so it means that it shows relation, it shows a link. So it is used as a conjunction, so it will be a relative pronoun. Clear? Now we come to another example. Example number 3. Now example number 3. Thinking who, WHO. So who belongs to a WH family. Another sentence is who knocked at the door. Who knocked at the door. This sentence, who knocked at the door, and at the end there is a question mark. Who knocked at the door, at the end there is a question mark. So similarly, as I have told you, that what is this who, underline word who, what it is. Is it a relative pronoun or is it an interrogative pronoun? How we are able to differentiate between these two? Number one, we will have to see if it is a interrogative pronoun, so it must have an interrogation mark of interrogation, question marks, swaliya nishan, so it must be at the end. So as it contains a question mark, so this word that belongs to WH family and it asks a question, and at the end there is a question mark, it means that it is an interrogative pronoun. So it must be very clear to all of you that what is an interrogative pronoun. So an interrogative pronoun is just that begins with WH family and asks a question, and at the end there is a question mark. Clear? And now we are going to have another example, example number 4. This is the boy. Now look, this is the boy who, this is a boy who helps me. This is a boy who helps me. Now look at the construction. So this boy, for boy we have used the word who is here not an interrogative pronoun, though it has the same shape, same spellings, but here it is not an interrogative pronoun, it is here a relative pronoun, because it shows its relation with the noun boy. So relative pronoun which shows its relation to the boy noun, so that will be a relative pronoun. And as it is a relative pronoun, at the end there must be a full stop, a period. Clear? Now the difference between the two is very much clear. And what is that? If an interrogative pronoun, the word that begins with WH family, the word which has WH belongs to WH family, and it is used to ask a question, and at the end there is a question mark, so we can say that it is an interrogative pronoun. But the same word, the same spelling, the same word with the same shape, if it does not ask a question, at the end there is, if there is a full stop, so this word as who here in this sentence, so this word is not asking a question, it is showing a relation, it is a relative pronoun, it is explaining the word boy. I mean, this is the boy, the noun, the boy, who, the noun, then who helps me. So this who here is used as a conjunction, As I have told you, what is a conjunction? The word that joins two or more sentences, the word that joins two or more words, so that is called a conjunction. Therefore here who is not used as an interrogative pronoun, but here you is used as a conjunction. So it is very much clear to all of you that what is the difference between a relative pronoun and an interrogative pronoun. So at the end we are going to see what were our objectives, and now we will see that how much we be able to understand them. Number one, our objective was that to enable listener what is an interrogative pronoun and what is relative pronoun. So it must be clear that an interrogative pronoun and relative pronoun have the same spelling, same shape, but if it is at the end we see if there is a question mark, and a relative pronoun, if WH family, the word belonging to WH family, if it asks a question, so it will be an interrogative pronoun. But instead of asking a question, if it shows its relation to some noun, it is used as a conjunction. If it is used as a conjunction, so it will be a relative pronoun. So it is very much clear that the students will be able to know what is an interrogative pronoun and what is a relative pronoun. Number two, our objective was just to see how to differentiate between these two. So this differentiation and this difference is very much clear. At the end, if there is a full stop, it will be a relative pronoun. But at the end, if there will be a question mark, so it will be an interrogative pronoun. So in this way, the difference between the two is clear. And number three, how to remember it. This was our objective. How to remember it for a long time. So the simple thing to be said about in this behalf is just that which, who, and the words that are called interrogative pronoun and the same words which are called relative pronoun, they have the same spelling, same shape. But the difference between the two is just this, that if the word WH family asks a simple question, and at the end if there is a question mark, so it will be an interrogative pronoun. But instead of asking a question, if it is used as a conjunction, it joins two or more than two sentences, the same word, the same spelling as it is used as conjunction, so it will not be interrogative pronoun, it will be a relative pronoun. Or as it will be a relative pronoun, so there must be a full stop at the end instead of a question mark. Clear? So I hope that the difference between these two will be clear to you all. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.